I am super pumped for this one because over the past weekend, I headed off to New Orleans. I mean, you already know I am a foodie, like through and through. So to go and try authentic Southern food, Creole baby, I was going bonkers. Now, there were a few things that coincided with this trip for me that made it really special. First of all, Essence Festival of Culture weekend was going on and I got the 3-day pass. So I was scheduled to attend all 3 days of the show. That was awesome. And then to top it all off, hip hop was celebrating 50 years in the game and they were celebrating it with Essence. So I was going out of my mind. I am a hip hop girl. I grew up in the 90s. I didn't say I was born in the 90s. I said I grew up in the 90s. So that was when I was enjoying, Tupac, Ice Cube, Biggie, Big Daddy Kane was a little bit before my time, but hey, my brother made sure I knew some of the classics. So I was having the best time. I was pumped for this trip. Before we got there, my husband was kind of holding me back because I was like, let's go, guys, let's go. Now you're probably wondering, besides being a foodie, what more has that got to do with the 6 pillars of health that we're all about on FOB Lifestyle? Well, I'll tell you exactly what. First thing I did was hook up with some really good friends. So I had 2 other couples join me on this trip. Now hold up, guys. I am a smart girl. So I didn't just pick random couples to make this trip with me. Remember, on FOB Lifestyle, we're all about positive social connections, which is part of the 6 pillars of health. So I picked very, very carefully. I went for 2 couples that are very seasoned in marriage, both older than I am in marriage and in age. So I was soaking up wisdom. I was soaking up knowledge. I was gawking at them like a fool because everything they were saying, I was eating it all up. And I was picking the good stuff that I would also use in my life, in my marriage. Now, I'm not saying you need to hang out with other couples to learn how to do marriage. Really, nobody can teach you that. There are so many things out there to help you with marriage. But honestly, you have to do it to learn it, okay? And see what works for you. But for me, these couples were tested over the years as my friends, my people, and I knew I could trust them to be the best vibe ever. And hey, did they bring it? Now, the second pillar of health that I incorporated into this trip was stress resilience. Now, there are so many different things out there that people use for stress relief. For me, 2 of the most important things to me for stress relief are travel and music. So for me, just being out there, traveling, listening to good music, of course, food. So yeah, I guess 3 things. So I was having the time of my life. It was a fun weekend. I had a few highs and a few lows, and I will tell you all about it. Foodie on the brink. Oh, I'm so tired. Been a long day, flying the whole day, but we're here now. You haven't been somewhere until you have gone shopping. So I woke up the next day, pumped up with energy, and I hit the mall. While at the mall, I came across this amazing store, Flowers and Rosemary. And even though it was impromptu, I had to talk to the owner. Check this out. So this is the owner. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Wash Shonda. People call me Shonda. With Shonda Marshall.
Hi, Shonda. So this is your store?
Yes, it is.
Tell me about your store. What's the name? What do you do here?
Sure. Well, this is Flowers and Rosemary. I get the name from my grandmothers, Dorothy Flowers and Rosemary Marshall. When I was little, my grandmothers were fashionistas. They loved interior decor. They loved good smelling scents. So I was under them and I loved it. So what better way to pay homage to them by having my own store named after them. All of my products, all of the names you see on them are named after my cousins as well.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I'm so excited about your store. It looks really beautiful. And you have a section over there. What happens over there? I saw some lovely dresses.
Oh, yeah, sure.
What's that for? Are they for sale?
They are for sale. So these are a couple of kimonos that we have. Some women use them as robes. Others, like myself, will use it as an outfit.
Hey, that sounds like me. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And this is my wedding collection of candles. These are pretty fancy. We call this something blue. So a lot of our brides like this. This is like a champagne and prosecco scent. And we also have the room sprays to go with it.
That's fantastic. I am absolutely loving this. If you are ever in the New Orleans area, please try to check out Flowers and Rosemary. It was a really good calming experience for me and the owner was amazing. So get to the store if you're in the area, talk to Shonda Marshall and just kind of get a little bit of a vibe too, just like I did. I'm all ready and I'm good to go out there and enjoy NOLA. I'm headed to the Caesar Superdome for the festival, Essence Festival. And guys, I'm super excited. So we're living the FOB lifestyle with Oma and NOLA. Come on guys, let's go have some fun tonight. Here late, so I've missed out on a few performances, but I'm looking forward still to watching Janelle Monáe. I'm very excited. All right, let's do this. Ended the night really strong. He brought stems out on stage and they performed Essence on Essence Festival. So it was epic. It was fun. The crowd was pumped, and that was a wonderful way to end his show. Shortly after that, Megan Thee Stallion came out on stage and did her thing. And I mean, she doesn't disappoint. She hardly disappoints. It was a little too much twerking for my taste personally. But as a show in general, it was a fun show. It was nice and people loved her. And so it was really good. What better way to end my 4-day weekend in New Orleans than by giving you my top 3 moments and my bottom 3 moments. So let's get on with it, guys. Remember, this is not about Essence Festival. It's about my trip to New Orleans in general. But a lot of it had to do with Essence Festival. My number 3 bottom moment in New Orleans this weekend was missing Kiss Daniel's performance. It totally upset me. I didn't like it. Actually, I made everybody late because I went to the Fiery Crab to eat one more time before the show. So I made everybody late to the show. So my group of friends that I traveled with were not happy with me. But again, I was the biggest music person there. So they weren't even nearly as hurt as I was. So I was beating myself up pretty badly about that. At number 2 is the Twerk Nola performers. Now, Twerk Nola apparently is a group of twerkers. They're a bunch of black girls who twerk. At least that's what I think they're all about, because that's all they showed me on stage. Now, if you're a twerker, I'm not knocking you. If you love it, it's good for you. But they were performing by twerking to honor HBCUs. What are HBCUs? HBCUs are historically black colleges and universities. HBCUs and twerking should never be merged in the same sentence. I'm just saying. If you're trying to celebrate historically black colleges and universities in America, a twerking show is not the best way to do it. At least this is my opinion. Again, a lot of people out there might disagree with me, but for me, this is what I believe and I'm sticking to it. So it was my number 2 low. At number 1. So true story, guys. I ran into Anthony Mackie. I was right outside the concert place and I was waiting to get in. I was waiting for a bunch of my friends to get there. So while I was waiting, I see this guy that looks exactly like Anthony Mackie, but he looked taller in person. You know how you see celebrities on TV and then you see them in real life and they look a little different. So you're thrown off a little bit. Now, I was thrown off for several reasons. Number 1, he looked a little taller in person, which is not usually the case. Usually artists look shorter when you see them real life. But this guy looked taller in person. And I'm like, maybe he's just a really good lookalike. The second thing that threw me off was he was so humble, guys. Like the most humble guy. He was just strolling in, waltzing into the venue with the rest of us. We mere mortals. So I was thrown off a little bit by that. But I still had to approach him. So I walk up to him. And what worst way to start a conversation than by asking, are you Anthony Mackie? That's what I did. And the second I asked him that question, he goes, no. I'm like, no, I think you are Anthony Mackie. And he goes, then why the hell did you ask? I'm like, I start to scream like a fan. You know, that stupid, annoying shriek. And I go, can I take a picture, please? I'm sorry, I was so nervous and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, no, I don't do pictures. But he said it with a sweet smile on his face. But that was a big L for me. It hurt. It hit me in my gut. I was so hurt by that. Now, I didn't get my picture and I didn't get to tell him how much I love him. So, Anthony Mackie, I love you. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a picture. Maybe sometime in the future we'll still get a picture together. But I absolutely love you and you are one of my very favorites. Now, my 3 biggest moments, my 3 ultimate wins for this weekend. Besides, of course, hanging with the coolest couples ever and my husband, my favorite person in the world. Well, these are my 3 wins, my 3 highs for the weekend. At number 3 is the Bourbon Street experience. I had heard so much about Bourbon Street and it did not disappoint. There were goods and there were bads. So it wasn't all just good, but the truth is on all fronts, the good, the bad, the ugly, they did not disappoint. That street was bubbling all night long. I'm telling you, at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., people were still in the streets. So, I mean, it didn't disappoint. So, yeah, that was a fun one. It was always a good way to end the night for us after the show. So, yeah, Bourbon Street, you're at number 3. At number 2 was the authentic Southern food. I mean, Creole food. It was amazing. I had heard so much about it, so I was really looking forward to it before my trip. And when I got there and finally got to eat it, well, let's just say it hit the spot. Foodie on the brink. And at number 1 of my highs for the weekend, I mean, there were so many highs. There were really so many highs. But at number 1, I have to give that to Lil Wayne. Now, Lil Wayne was the ish. Lil Wayne's performances were amazing. His songs, everybody knew the words to his songs. The crowd was electric. And I found out that he's a New Orleans native. So I guess that helped a little bit. But people went bonkers. And he wasn't even scheduled to perform. Like, he wasn't on the roster. So it was one of those little surprises that Essence Festival and its organizers sprang up on us. And man, I was loving it. I was living for it. So it was very awesome. Well, there you have it. That's exactly how I spent my 4-day weekend in New Orleans. I came back from this trip feeling brand new. And I was better for it, for my husband, for my kids, for the people around me, for my career, because I was doing better. I was firing on all cylinders when I got back because I felt refreshed. This is what incorporating the 6 pillars of health into your life would do for you. You're generally a healthy person. Remember, we're not thinking about physical health alone here. We're thinking about you being a well person all around. And this weekend was giving me wellness vibes. I'm telling you, this is how I love to do wellness. So again, remember guys, this is my journey that I invited you into. So I'm not telling you this is the right way or the wrong way or the only way to do stuff. I'm telling you this is the way I am doing it. And I hope it helps you along the line. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. It's FOB Lifestyle with Oma. Also follow me on Instagram at Foodie on the Brink and at FOB Lifestyle with Oma. Thanks for watching.